Alrighty, so hello, welcome back. I honestly don't really think I should be saying welcome back to you. Y'all should be saying welcome back to me, because I've been gone for what, 3 months now? Which is like 3 million years in YouTube algorithm land. But I've decided that I want to get back into making videos for this channel. So we're just gonna do a planner stack update. Here on the left we have planners I'm not using, and here on the right we have planners I am using, and notebooks. Some of them are not exactly the most used, but they are staying. These ones are going to be packed away. I may take some information out of them. Yeah, so we're gonna start with the goodbye pile. Okay, so the goodbye pile. So we're just gonna start at the top and work our way down. So this one is I think initially I cut it to A6 and then it was just too small, so now it's kind of field note size. Traveler's notebook, it's felt with a little needle felted box and a pen loop and elastic and all that jazz. And this was initially going to be my garden planner, and then I sort of transferred it into being my like running notes while I am at work kind of thing, and then there's a little bit of like what I had wanted my video schedule to be before I realized that I couldn't. So this one, ultimately this one may come back into play later on with just, you know, rinky-dink little notebooks, probably just like the cheapy little passport ones I can buy, or small or whatever I can buy at Michael's. Just shoved in here just for notes on the go. I do have a whole bunch of the Happy Scrappy Hobonichi Weeks inserts. So there's that. Pardon any bruises you see. It's from like scramble packing for hurricane evacuation. P.S. Everything's fine. So this guy, gone. Oh, he fell on the floor. This guy has been a lot of different things. This is a personal rings, and this is a Kiki K Van Scamp. This was my everyday carry at one point, so the parts that were not covered by the vinyl cover are very gross. I won't be getting rid of this one. I love this cover too much to be able to get rid of it. So it had been my everyday carry for a while, and then it's been a whole bunch of different things, but most recently it was my kitten health tracker kind of thing, and I repurposed a whole bunch of inserts and everything, and honestly it didn't work out really. I was more or less making all of the notes I needed to in my Hobonichi, in my weeks book, or I wasn't actually needing to write down the things that I thought I would need to. So this guy is gone. I'm keeping the pin though. I am keeping this planner. I'm probably going to clear him out. If anybody, I don't know. Ugh, got bent there. As you can see, there's a tiny bit of pulling on the hooks, but I feel like that's something that could be easily fixed. That's not too terribly bad. So I don't know, because I'm not really big into ring planners. You may have noticed that by the stack of planners that are leaving. I've also discovered that I'm not really into strings. You will notice another absence from the team later, and I'll talk about it when we get there. If there is a Kiki K Van Scamp in an A5 size, and you know of somebody who has it, be really cool. Like, even better if they want to trade me the personal for the A5. So that's that guy. This is just some random planner I picked up at Michael's. It was in the clearance section. It is a Heidi swap. Yeah, a Heidi swap. It's a memory keeping one, and I have taken, like, literally the only thing, there's a couple of things I've taken out of here. So I haven't taken out of the decor stickers, but there were date dot stickers, I took those. And then there were some round paper clips, and I took those. This guy I will probably be selling, like, as is. I haven't even, yeah. And I will also be probably going through my inserts box and finding all of my personal size inserts and just being all like, insert lot, give me $20. Because I think every single one of those I probably did buy on clearance, and I think I spent like $5 on them, and there's like 17 packs in there. And while they fit the rings on both of these, like, the sizing was different. Like, so in the Kiki K, I have, So What Else Is, no, not So What Else Is New. So Much Crafting inserts, and then, yeah, so it's So Much Crafting inserts here for all of these, and then it is the main pages out of here. I have more of these as well, and I can take out the ones that I've written on if you're interested. Yeah, so I've got those. So the Kiki K and the So Much Crafting are the exact same size. The ones in this Heidi Swap planner are significantly larger. I don't know if you can see that just by, like, comparison wise. So I halfway feel like this one's more of a personal size wide. And, like, I don't know, if you don't mind your tabs sticking out, I halfway feel like you could go up like one more width if there is one that's same holes and width. Again, I thought I would love rings, and I hate them. Hate them. Hate them. Hate them. Pretty much for the exact same reason why I hated spiral bound notebooks in school. So yeah, this one's here like this. It's going bye-bye. And then we have, this is just a Michaels A5. Michaels A5 ring bound. This is my shop, or was my shop planner. As you can tell, at one point I thought rings were gonna be the ticket for me. They weren't. So I was getting my Happy Scrappy kits in rings. I realized that they weren't the ticket. I unsubscribed for January 2019, and then, like, right after I unsubscribed, she's all like, oh, here's the general kit. And then, like, 2 weeks later, she's like, oh, here's the Hobo Weeks kit. And I'm like, son of a bitch, Sam. So, yeah. So, you know, she's still getting my money. Again, this is one that I'm going to take the information out of, and just maybe try and sell as is, you know. These guys are $20 new. I really haven't used it, like, I haven't left the house with it, unlike the Kiki K. I also haven't left the house with the Heidi Swap. Like, look at that, I've barely even used the rings. So you wouldn't get any inserts, I'd probably sell it for like 10. So that guy's gone. And then this one's actually kind of disappointing to me, because I really, really liked it when I first got it. It was really, really helpful. It was really amazing. I think, like, seriously, this hourly thing was great. Let me pull up one. Yeah, see, it got to this point where I had all of these filmed ones, and I just needed to edit them, and then I just couldn't do it. So we're gonna flip to this week. Yeah, here we are. So things I loved about this planner. The times are pretty much exactly what I need. They start a little bit earlier than I do usually. I really like that. And so I got this for $1 when they were doing their, like, June 1st $1 planner sale. And I used it, like, heavily for June. Like, this was my main planner for June. So like I had my Hobonichi weeks with me, but like this one was my like at home dump everything out kind of planner, and then the Hobonichi weeks was what came with me to work and all of that jazz, because that is the month that I worked 11 days right in a row like a goddamn idiot. So things that I wasn't super happy about, size. First of all, it's very big. It's not exactly portable. And then the fact that all of the note pages are at the back, which probably sounds really weird to somebody, to anybody, but I like having it all in one. Like, I like having my monthlies, I like having my weeklies, and I like having my dailies all in one go if it's going to be my at-home planner. So this one doesn't really have daily pages in it, but it has a really lovely like time slot to it. So this was really, really helpful when I was realizing I needed the hourly sort of setup layout. Wow, I'm forgetting all of my words. But I couldn't yet use my A6. So legitimately the only reason why I stopped using this guy was because I started using my A6. Because my A6 is significantly more portable. But we'll get into what I don't like about the A6 in a minute or six. So this guy is honestly, this guy I don't think I could sell. This guy's just gonna go in the garbage. I regret putting, ooh, boom, all right. Now I need to find something that can go on and not destroy it. So I regret putting down this Happy Scrappy pen loop, but this guy really needed a pen loop. And then I also regret putting this pocket in it. That's a paycheck from some point in time. Regret putting this pocket in it, and I don't think I could peel. Yeah, no. This is this was sent to me by the gal I bought my A6 from. I believe that this was out of the Desert Dance Simply Gilded box. Oh, I'm also not getting the Simply Gilded boxes anymore. Halfway because I'm not working, and halfway because I'm moving at the end of the month, which is a whole nother thing. There'll be a sort of life updatey vlog thing on my other channel. Links below. Anyway, so that is the stack of planners that I am getting rid of in one shape or another. And then we have the stack of planners that are staying. So nothing is any bigger than an A5 in this stack, and I feel like that's kind of my sweet spot, really, is A5, like true A5, not the added bulk of the binder itself in A5 rings. So yeah, we're just gonna go from the top down. So I crocheted this little pouch. I'm thinking about streamlining the design, finishing it, and selling these in the shop. Maybe. This took me quite a while. This is a Print Pression Hobo Weeks cover in slate, graphite. I don't really remember. It's a gray. It's a pretty gray. I got it in there ready to ship. This is a clip from Happy Scrappy. Then we have my Happy Scrappy magnets here. We have one of my inserts here with some extremely minor notes from the 1st of August. Yeah. And then we have my weeks, which is looking real beat up because I can't, there's not enough space in the Print Pression covers to put the vinyl on it and then slide it in. Oh yeah. So to this week, which I still haven't planned for, this guy's been getting a little bit neglected. And that is because its main function for me was to remind me of what I needed to do when I got home while I was working. So, I haven't been working the entirety of July and August. So like I started out pretty strong in July with it, but I also was like capable, so I tried to make this be all of my shop to-dos. And then it just kind of fell off the face of the map. Look at that. Yeah, that's real sad. So like I was putting stickers down. And then like here, I was really inspired. It was like, look at this. I can use this again. And you know, I kind of did, and then I didn't. And I'm really sad because I really loved this kit. Like I really love this kit. This is, oh man, who is this? I don't remember now. But yeah, no. So I've been neglecting this one because this one was my like big overview, not long list one. Like, okay, I'm out of the house now. Can I go hang out with friends, or is my to-do list too long? You know? Or do I need to go to the grocery store, or do I need to run to the post office, blah, 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 kind of thing in this one, but I haven't been leaving the house to go to work. So this one is still completely functional for me, but I am not doing the actions required for it to be functional, so it's not really functional. So I'm gonna hold on to it. Not 100% sure. Making a video about my Hobonichi plans at some point in time here soon, since Hobonichi has pretty much unveiled everything it's coming out with. So they've revealed most of it, not all of it's available for purchase yet, but through and showing you what I am planning on buying from Hobonichi for the 2020 year. So that's my weeks. I wound up seriously not using like any of the things I put back here. So it's pretty obvious to me that I don't need to buy the Mega, which means I can get the really cute covers instead of like the solid color things. Which, I mean, the strawberry latte is cute, but like everybody got the fucking strawberry latte. Because everybody wanted the Mega, because they all thought they wanted notes. And then like I don't actually think anybody's actually using their Hobonichi anymore. So this is my A6. It's pretty heavily decoed. Here. The kit I'm using for September, I think this was the July kit from Happy Scrappy. And that is a to-do list that is no longer relevant. Here. Because I also like kind of, ooh, gotta take the bookmarks out first, cat. I also kind of collaged the cover a little bit, little bit, because I don't plan on archiving this book in this cover. Oh wow, look at that. It looks so good. That's so pleasing. So yeah, some origami paper, some washi tape, some stickers. One of my literal favorite teas, but it's a seasonal tea, so I probably won't ever be able to get anything again. More origami paper, more washi, some random tissue paper I had lying around. You know, so there's that. So, oh man, I'm starting to have allergies. So, the Hobonichi A6 is incredibly functional for me, but slightly too small for how I want to use it. So, let me struggle with this and then I'll be back. Okay, so we're just gonna look at today's to-do list. It's not exactly the best example of how I want to use this, I'll probably have to go back into July or something to show you. But essentially, I want to be able to use the time slots when I need to use the time slots, like Jared's going to work, time my groceries, you know, just time slotting. Like, I like having the hourly layout, the hourly schedule ability. And then I like having the space for to-do lists, like really, really long form to-do lists. But I also want to be able to like watercolor and doodle and put stickers down. This week here is all back planning, just so you know. It's all back planning. This is the May Simply Gilded sticker thing. August, I really wound up falling off. So, like, I kind of like threw down some stickers for a base and then like forgot to use it. Like, straight up. And like, you see that like the days I'm using like a kit or kit leftovers, I seem to use it more. I don't know if that's just that it's fuller, it looks like I used it more, or what. And like, I'm taping in things. You know. Yeah, again, as I said, I'll do a full flip when this is done. So probably sometime in January, you'll get a full flip of this. And then if I don't get a January start, sometime in March, April next year, you'll get a full flip of this guy. If not, you'll get full flips at the same time. Anyway, so I want to be able to make, you know, house things to do, self-care things to do, shop things to do, like long lists in here. And just have this like lay open on my desk. So I want it bigger. Thing of it is that if I were to get an A5, there would also be those weekly pages where we would have this time bar, sort of like the passion planner, pardon me, while I brain fart, like kind of like the passion planner would, but then I would also have the redundancy of this, and then I would also have the weekly pages. But at that point, with the A5, I would much rather leave that here, than take it with me to work or whatever, so I would still have a week's. So we'll see. This guy will be upgraded to an A5 when the time comes for me to buy new planners. The cover is not hella damaged, but it is minorly damaged, and it was like that. I bought it used. I bought this secondhand. I bought the whole thing for $35. So I'm probably going to pass along, minus the jelly cover insert, because I have already put down decals to it and everything. So minus the jelly decal thing. This will probably be $10–15 when I go to pass it on. I don't know if I'm going to buy one of their covers or if I'm going to buy a So What Else Is New cover. Because I do really like her covers. I haven't really been scoping them out because I don't want to be tempted to buy anything. Because I don't really have money to buy things. You know, that's besides the point. I don't know what I want to do. I've also seen them kind of cute, like same style as the Hobonichi, but like with like Sailor Moon and stuff on them on Etsy. So we'll see when it comes to that point in time. Oh, the redundancy of having the weekly and everything. Ultimately, those weekly pages would probably wind up combining in the bullet journal portion of this notebook. Let's just move on to that notebook because I think I've talked as much as I possibly can about this specific journal as it is now. Essentially, it's my to-do list. It's my daily timekeeper and to-do list holder. So this is my Japanese notebook. So I do have a bullet journaling type bit in it, basically just to keep me on schedule. I'm behind schedule. I'm hoping, literally just hoping, to make it through chapter 6 this week of the textbook I am using. So there's that. I'm still about halfway through 3 right now, if that tells you just how behind I am. In my defense, I was out of the house this entire time and was at a friend's house and didn't really want to be studying while I was at a friend's house. So like this right here would probably move over into the weekly sections of a Hobonichi A5. Let's look at August. August was a little bit different because I started it about halfway through the month, so I just did kind of like the regular, more standard writer Carol sort of list entry thing and how you're supposed to do that. This was nice. I put these lines in so I could see where the weeks were divided up. I like the calendar style a little bit better. Just for clarity, so I know, like, you know, Monday and Tuesday you're always working on notes for the chapter. Wednesday through Friday you're always working on, you know, the practice exercises, and then the weekend you're reviewing that chapter and the chapter beforehand. So it's weird. Anyway, so I don't know how functional that would wind up being separated from the notebook that I do it in, but it's also very weird to have textbook style notes, like language class notebook notes, and then have this. So I don't know. We shall see. I will probably keep this as a bullet journal style until the end of this specific notebook, which I think will probably last me until the end of the year. Maybe, maybe not. And then we will also, I will be like double planning it, pardon me, in the A5 size. So I'll be putting it on the weekly pages and seeing if that works for me. I'm not entirely sure if it will. So now I'm kind of talking myself out of it now. So anyway, this is my language learning bullet journal. This is pretty much the only part of it that makes it a bullet journal. Everything else is like actual straight up notes. These were like, I was trying to make myself write down kanji, 10 kanji every day. I'm just doing digital flashcards on my phone. If you want a what's on my phone language learning edition, you know, say something. I'll probably wind up doing it anyway because I'll probably run out of content that I find interesting that isn't just highly repetitive plan with me's. Oh, going back to this guy, probably won't see plan with me's in it anymore. They were a little bit too complex with all of that page flipping. So you'll just see flips of it when they are full, or maybe at the end of this one you'll see a full flip, and then going forward with my A6, A5, you'll see monthly flips. Weeks, you'll still be getting weekly plan with me's. You might not get one for this week, but you'll get one for next week at the very least. This guy, you'll probably be seeing me set up the monthly pages. I may or may not do study with me vids at some point. If I ever make it to the point where I can do lives off my phone, we'll do like live study with me, live study hour. or maybe I'll just get a webcam set up when we get in the new house, and I'll just do lives from there. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's that. There is a second part to the Japanese language learning notebook. Yep. Everything's falling apart. God damn. Just like my life. Oops. Let's not be pessimistic. Alright, and that is this journal, which is one that I made myself. Where's the top of it? Yeah. And this one is more or less just a random scrap notebook. It's 2 pieces of cardstock, packing tape, a bit of yarn, and some Rhodia dot pad paper. This is the original timeline I wanted for my Japanese study. As you can tell, I am significantly behind of where I wanted to be at this point. Like, I literally wanted to be where I am, like, we need to make it there at the end of the month. I wanted to be there right now. Any hoozles. You know, my reason to learn. Do I want to go to Japan to study? Some random, like, musings about it. Eventually, when I get to the point where I can make more complex sentences than I had coffee for breakfast, popcorn for lunch, and pizza for dinner, I will probably be writing my journal entries in here as well, because that was one of my goals at the very, very beginning of the year, was to write 1 journal entry in Japanese every month. I have not been particularly diligent about my studying throughout the course of the year. This year has been really wild. And I'm not particularly good at building habits. I don't have a lot of good habits. Like, one of the ways you build habits is you take your good habits and you just, like, tack on one little item to it. I don't have good habits. Like, I wake up whenever the hell I wake up, I make a pot of coffee, and then I drink an entire pot of coffee. And yeah. Like, legitimately the easiest habit for me to start with would be waking up at a set time every day. And going to bed at a set time every day. But that doesn't really work because of my fiance's hours and the fact that, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter now that I'm not working, but it did matter when I was working, because, like, if I set my bedtime as 10 every night, some nights the shop I was working at was open until 10. And then it would take me 15 minutes to close and then 45 minutes to get home. So I wasn't getting home until 11. I hadn't had dinner yet. I had been at work for 12 whole ass hours. So, yeah. So there's that. I'm going to try very hard to get somewhere that's, like, mornings, so I can kind of shove myself to getting up early in the morning. But, so there's that journal. They're both kind of the same color. I also want to try starting learning Korean as well. So I probably will be picking up another one of these. This is a minimalism art A5, right? Yeah, minimalism art. It's actually pretty nice. There is ghosting, but I feel like it's a lot less than the Tomoe River paper and the Hobonichis, and a lot less than when I was using a Lloydstrom for my general bullet journaling. So this is a Pentel sign pen in black. These are Pigma Microns, and then these are mild liners. And then at some point I just switched to a random ballpoint, and the random ballpoint bleeds a lot less than both the Pigma and the sign pen do. If you're wondering why I switched to a random ball pen, I just switched to a random ball pen because I didn't want to be using my really expensive pens on this when I could be using them on art things. Next up we have my doll design, my doll customizing design notebook. Lots of things are going on in here. There's some like pattern test notes from when I was making different things, the next doll design, a like dollhouse diorama kind of thing I wanted to make, back to like the face of this doll. You know, this is one of the Coptic stitch notebooks I make for the shop. That one's pretty quick and simple. I left a little extra tail because I like the way it looks when they're like sitting up and they got the little tail. I like that look. And then here we have a Midori MD A5 gridded notebook. These are Happy Scrappy kit papers just slid into the vinyl cover. Got some pockets here. This is some packaging from a Giving Girl thing, and I have a little bit more of that packaging back here, more of the pockets. These things that I need to turn in eventually. This incredibly sentimental piece of list pad. So I used this to write letters that I would stick in the bag of dog treats for a woman who would buy dog treats at the pet food store I worked at a few years ago. And like, I loved her to death. She was a kooky old lady, and she passed right before or right after I moved down here. I can't really recall. But this is the last blank sheet of the list pad. I used pretty much the entirety of this list pad writing letters to Sharon. It's very sentimental to me, and I don't really want to use it, and I'm like actually kind of mad that I had to fold it to get it to fit in here. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it. I might like write one last letter to Sharon and like stick it in here. As you can tell, this is kind of a art journal, junk journal. Literally just everything is in here. So yeah, this is another sort of bullet journal kind of thing. Goals, shit to do, whole bunch of habit tracker kind of things. So like day of the month, whether I work or not, hours of sleep, my pain level, my mood level, and then like oh my god, Yasmin's on my laptop. I hope she's not pulling up keys. And then my most important habits. I do also use the like year overview kind of thing in my A6 as a habit tracker. I have a tendency to not look at that one as much as I look at this one. As you can tell, I didn't put anything in for Sunday. Mostly because I don't think I did anything on Sunday. Here, let's go look at August's. Trying really, really hard not to show my address. Yeah, so as I mentioned, July was bad. So August, same kind of idea. Goals, shit to do, tracker. I stopped turning on my sleep tracker app, and it was just awful. Yeah. This guy is like my everyday journaling. It's got a little bit of everything in it. So yeah, that's everything. That's my whole planner stack. I can assume that the timestamp pre-editing is something around an hour. Yeah, we got 48 minutes. And I can't remember if I cut ever when I needed to go run and do something. So, you know, I hope you stuck around for however long this winds up being. Post-editing, I really appreciate you sticking around and actually being here after that super long hiatus. Next week on my vlog life channel, do expect a vlog. I'm going to try and do weekly vlogs. Even if there's not a whole lot, even if it's just 1 or 2 days where there's something interesting that goes on, something interesting that I do. They may wind up being more like studio vlogs than like life vlogs, like me going out and doing things. But, you know, enjoy the rest of your day.